Terence Crawford just stunned Canelo Alvarez in a live interview, and no one saw it coming. For months, everyone assumed Terence "Bud" Crawford was just biding his time, waiting for a rematch with Errol Spence Jr. or maybe a bout with Jermall Charlo. But it turns out Crawford had bigger plans all along. After repeatedly calling out Canelo Alvarez, Bud has finally secured a mega fight with him. And during a recent live interview, he didn't just confirm it, he shook the boxing world. Crawford boldly addressed all the critics and doubters who've questioned his size and chances against Canelo. He said what most fighters wouldn't dare whisper. While others still treat Canelo like the untouchable final boss of boxing, Crawford looked straight into the camera and declared, "I want him. I'm ready. Size. I don't care about any of that." He broke it down further, pointing out that he's been taking on bigger opponents his entire career. Welterweights, super welterweights, and now junior middleweights. His resume is packed with wins against guys who were supposedly too big, too strong, too much. This isn't just another fight, it's a statement. Crawford isn't backing down. He's stepping up, once again, to prove that greatness has no weight class.
I'm going with Terence Crawford, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat him.
But when the conversation turned to fighting Canelo, Crawford didn't flinch. No hesitation, no dancing around the question. He looked straight ahead and said, "If we can make that fight happen, of course I'd take it. Canelo's a future Hall of Famer, a great fighter, and I want to fight the best. That's the type of fight that excites me." And that wasn't just talk. That was Crawford planting his flag at the peak and daring Canelo to come meet him there.
I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously.
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not. Kovalev.
Kovalev was older. He
Billy Joe.
does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is not there.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo going?
A tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching him, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
Let's not pretend people haven't been throwing shade at this matchup for years. Oh, Crawford's too small. Oh, Canelo's too powerful. Oh, the weight class gap is just too big. It's the same tired narrative, but Crawford's not hearing it. He's never let size stop him before, and he's not about to start now.
Along my career, I've been criticized, and people have taken credit away from me just to try to diminish my accomplishments, just off of pure hate. So what would they be able to say with me going up 2 weight classes? If Canelo become undisputed again, and I beat Canelo, what could they say? They'll say something, but what
they're gonna find something, you know that.
But what can they really say?
All right.
Crawford's heard it all, and he's done playing along. In that same interview, he made it crystal clear, he's tired of people using size as an excuse to shield Canelo. People always say he's too big, too strong, Crawford said. But how many fighters do you know that keep saying that, while still stepping in the ring with guys naturally bigger than them? He wasn't just throwing shade. He was setting the record straight. Crawford's been walking that walk his whole career. Natural weight for a while now. The boxing world seems to have short-term memory loss about what he did to Errol Spence Jr. He didn't just beat Spence, he dismantled him. Made him look like a sparring partner. That wasn't supposed to happen. Spence was the bigger, stronger fighter on paper. But Crawford made him look like a rookie, so if he could do that to Spence, one of the most feared welterweights in the game, why wouldn't he believe he can take down Canelo?
If I was an easy work, you would take all that money that he's offering you. But yet and still, he want $200 million for Benavidez, and he want $150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to his legacy, because it would be crazy for a guy that started at 135 to come all the way up to 168, your weight, no catch weight, no none of that, and dethrone you. So, you know, he got that in the back of his head. You know, this guy, for one, he's tough.
It's official. The fight is on, and it's coming sooner than anyone expected. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is now locked in for September 13th, and yes, the tickets are already on sale. This clash of the undisputed kings is no longer barbershop fantasy, it's full-blown reality. Originally set for September 12th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, the venue had to be switched last minute due to a college football scheduling conflict. But that didn't stop Turki Alashik from making this mega fight happen. In fact, he doubled down. Now part of Riyadh season's blockbuster pay-per-view lineup, the fight has cities like Las Vegas, Los Angeles, and New York scrambling to host. Whether it lands in the US or heads back to Saudi Arabia, one thing's for sure, Turki Alashik, the mastermind behind it all, didn't just save the fight, he elevated it. This isn't just a boxing match anymore, it's a global event. And with DAZN set to stream it exclusively, one thing is crystal clear, this isn't just a fight. It's history in the making.
Tonight, Terence Crawford was Turki Alashik at the other event across town. Put out an open challenge to you on the internet with Turki Alashik calling you out. What's your response to Terence Crawford's call out tonight?
No comment.
Bud Crawford,
Yeah.
just won his debut at 154. Said if the money's right, we'll fight. Everybody wants that fight. What do you feel about that matchup? People saying the weight, all this stuff. How do you feel about that?
You know, everybody wants to fight me. Everybody calling me out and everything. And you know, like I say, I have nothing to win with Crawford. 2-3 weights class less than me. But if the money is right, why not? Right? Why not? But look, I'm focused 100% on Berlanga. I know I have a challenge in front. I never overlook any fighter. So I'm focused 100% in this, and then we'll see.
4 years, Canelo Alvarez has been low-key dodging the Crawford smoke, and fans weren't fooled. Every time Terence Crawford's name came up, Canelo hit us with the same recycled lines. He's too small. He's not in my weight class. That fight doesn't make sense. Sure, on paper it kind of made sense. But real fans knew what was up. Crawford kept climbing weight classes and collecting belts, while the excuses kept rolling in from Canelo's camp. Now, no more excuses. No more dodging. It's finally happening.
When I say I don't want to fight Mexican, it's because I represent Mexico. And that's why. But I don't care. I fight anybody. And I fight all my entire life anybody. What do you think? I don't want to fight with Juan Mexico or Benavides. But look, I hear his dad talking a lot of shit. But look, he's accomplished nothing. One single champion, Anthony Dirrell. Please, don't disrespect myself. Please, guys.
We'll see. But let's be real. Crawford's resume speaks louder than any hype. He's cleaned out entire divisions, snatched belts like they were Pokemon badges, and made elite fighters look like sparring partners. That size difference excuse? Dead. Crawford is moving up 2 full weight classes just to make this fight happen. That's how badly he wants it. That's how confident he is. Meanwhile, let's talk about Canelo. Yes, he's fought big names. Yes, he's made history. But if we're being honest, he's been in cruise control lately. And the last time he faced a real threat? A guy with timing, precision, and no fear? That was Dimitri Bivol, and Canelo got cooked. Crawford brings the full arsenal: speed, footwork, timing, ring IQ, and knockout power, just like the perfect storm. Mayweather's precision, Pacquiao's explosiveness, and a cold-blooded mean streak all rolled into one. This isn't just a clash of champions. It's a collision course between legacy and greatness.
I love being there, fighting, and give the fans what they want, a fight. And, you know, I enjoy what I do, and I still love boxing, and you can see tonight.
And lastly, for me, tonight, Terence Crawford was Turkey Al Sheik at the other event across town. Put out an open challenge to you on the internet with Turkey Al Sheik calling you out. What's your response to Terence Crawford's call out tonight?
No comment.
If Canelo takes the fight and wins, we're talking legacy, GOAT conversations, a true king solidifying his throne. But if he kept dodging Crawford, the internet wasn't going to let that slide. He'd be labeled a cherry picker for life, ducking the one guy who dared to challenge him without blinking. And the end, Canelo had no choice but to sign on the dotted line. Too much noise, too much pressure, and too much legacy at stake.
I really don't have no prediction. I think it's going to be a great fight. I think Charlo's going to come to fight. I think Canelo's going to come to fight. And it's going to give a fun, fan-friendly fight. May the best man win.
Let's talk matchups. Who really has the edge? Canelo's power is undeniable. He's a thick, strong 168-pounder with a chin of granite. His body shots can break ribs, and his relentless pressure wears opponents down over time. But then there's Crawford, the slick, slippery nightmare. His style, southpaw or orthodox, it doesn't matter. He switches mid-combo like a chess master, sets traps, adjusts on the fly like a damn computer, and when he smells blood, he finishes fights without hesitation. Canelo has struggled against fast, intelligent boxers before. Mayweather, Bivol, and even Lara gave him serious trouble back in the day. If Crawford can carry his speed and stamina up to 168 pounds, we're looking at a legit 50-50 fight, a true battle where anything can happen.
Bud gonna cook Canelo. I think he's gonna cook him. I think, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools to beat him.
Yeah. You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights,
boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would like apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's like physically kind of big, but like height-wise, he's kind of small. So I don't think so, no.
Corey, how you got a decision to stop this? Because Bradman and Boozy think that Bud actually might stop it.
Me and Boozy talked about that. That's crazy. Me and him got on the phone and talked about it, but I think that's possible. Like, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I think it's a possibility if Canelo gets to acting out of line and not understanding that Bud could crack too. So.
And what'd you think of Canelo over the weekend? Did that look like the same type of Canelo you fought a few years ago? And yeah, what'd you think of that?
No, I don't think it's the same Canelo. Not quite, but also I kind of figured it was going to be like that, honestly. I heard Canelo say in the interview, like, I don't really like fighting guys who move around that much like that. And William Skull being a Cuban fighter, like, I knew he was going to do that. And so was curious to see, how Canelo would handle that. And, he kept the ring off well, but that guy I felt like he didn't really want no part. And it makes for not as appetizing fight, but still got that fight in September with him and Crawford, so we'll see.
With him getting older, does that only, feel like you increase your chance that you could beat him in a rematch, Canelo?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
What about Crawford?
As soon as we fought, the next day I'm like, man, if we fight again, I'm gonna beat him. Yeah, that's just that's how I feel. I feel like, okay, a few minor adjustments, get the job done.
What about Crawford? Do you think his chances got better, at least the way how you were seeing things heading into the last fight with him and Skull?
I think it's a stylistic matchup, and William Skull don't fight nothing like Terence Crawford. So we're not going to see the same type of fight come September. I think we're going to see a great fight, real good fight.
You and Terence have always had like a good relationship, but if he makes Canelo come off the titles, is he on your radar then in the division?
Yeah, all the top super middleweights are on my radar. I want to face the best, and a lot of fighters say that, but I don't feel like a lot of them have shown and proved that. I feel like I've shown and proved that, so I want to face the best.
The boxing world is completely split on this one, and that's what makes it so electric. Every expert, every fighter, and every die-hard fan has a different take on how it'll play out. Some believe Canelo's size, strength, and experience at 168 will overwhelm Crawford. Others are banking on Bud's precision, footwork, and surgical fight IQ to steal the show.
if you're gonna call anyone who says that Canelo wins a hater for saying that he's too big and he's too young, you know, in his prime age, and Crawford is a bit over the hill for Canelo and stuff like that, all you need to do is listen to Crawford.
Nah, I don't never think me and Canelo will fight. He's 168, 175, you know, I'm just 147, so.
Everybody keeps bringing up Canelo. I think that's weird.
We can do something at a catch weight, 160 or something.
What's the highest you can fight at, realistically?
I think 154 will be my max, given the age. I'm about to be 36 years old.
Terence Bud Crawford was responding to people who thought he had a chance. He said, I appreciate it, but we'll never fight. For everybody who thought he has a chance, he was telling him, I don't. Now, I want all you Bud buddies to say Crawford's a hater.
Even Jake Paul jumped into the conversation during his press conference for the Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. fight, adding more fuel to the fire. Jake didn't hold back, calling Canelo over the hill and confidently saying, I would have beaten Canelo. It just goes to show how divided even the loudest, most outspoken voices in the game are about this matchup.
I'm about to be a two-time undisputed fighter, so that's all about.
You mentioned the Cuban style up there. What other challenges does Skull present to you, though?
Oh, he's a very skillful fighter. He's got a lot of talent, and but you know, I've been in the with all kind of the styles, so I can adapt myself to any fighter, and I'm ready.
Canelo's recent performance against Willie Skelton didn't do much to silence the critics either. The fight was slow-paced, and fans walked away underwhelmed. Meanwhile, Crawford's undefeated streak and dominance have the streets buzzing. Many believe he might just shock the world again. Crawford openly acknowledged that Canelo brings the bag and showed respect for that. But he made it clear he's not just chasing money, he's chasing legacy. That's a direct shot at recent whispers questioning whether Canelo has been more focused on chasing paydays than collecting belts.
Terence Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. Who y'all got?
Canelo. Crawford's going up 2 weight classes, bro. He's gonna be too slow. He got the skill. He's gonna be too slow.
Yeah, he's 2 weight class heavy. I just hope that Crawford is not overdoing himself with the weight, and he underestimated because he never got hit from somebody like Canelo.
Puerto Ricans be crazy, man. They fight just like Mexicans. They get down.
So I got a question. I got a question for him. Now, if Terence Bud Crawford was here right now and you was to say that to you,
honestly, I love Terence Crawford. I love Canelo. I'm Mexican, so you know I gotta go from a Mexican.
On T-Ball, man, because he's looking at me right now.
Yeah, man, he's over here. He picked Canelo. He picked Canelo over you, man.
I'm a fan, my brother. Man, nah, but you feel me, my brother? I'm Mexican, so can I take a picture with you, my brother?
You really think Crawford didn't notice when Canelo took a Jamal Charlo fight instead of facing David Benavidez or a rematch with Bivol? Crawford's too smart not to see the pattern. By saying, let's make it happen, Bud just killed the whole he's just talking narrative. He wants that smoke. And if Canelo doesn't match that energy, fans will say it loud and clear. Crawford is real. Canelo is playing it safe.
I don't think Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia 2 is a big fight.
I was going to ask you about that.
I don't think that's a big fight. I don't think Canelo Crawford's a big fight.
No?
I think I think Canelo Benavidez is a big fight.
I think that's huge.
I don't think a dude moving up 3 weight divisions to go fight a dude that's twice his size, you know, I know he looked bigger than him the other day, but I mean, obviously, you know, regardless, I don't think that's not making a big fight.
Well, what is making a big fight? Like, how do you make a big fight?
You take the best person in 1 weight division, you put another person in the weight division, make a big fight, or you get 2 stars that are entertaining as hell and you make a big fight like that.
If Bud pulls this off, if he really steps into the ring with Canelo and comes out on top, we might be witnessing the greatest boxer of this generation. Undisputed at 140, undisputed at 147. Now calling out the undisputed king at 168, this isn't just ambition. This is calculated greatness in motion. And that's why fans respect Bud so much. He's not out here stirring up fake beef on Twitter. He's not dodging tough fights. He's not chasing clout, he's chasing greatness. With every single move he makes.
Gervonta Davis say you need the money.
Shit.
What's going on with you and Gervonta?
If I'm a boxer, he a boxer, you a boxer, we all need the money.
I ain't doing it for free.
Thank you.
What if Gervonta said, hey, I'll come up to 154?
Crawford's not coming in hoping to win. He's coming in ready to dominate. And let's be real, when a fighter moves up 2 whole weight classes to challenge a legend like Canelo and still talks like he's the favorite, that says everything you need to know about where Bud's head is at. If you think Crawford versus Canelo would be the biggest fight of this era, hit that like button. Drop a comment below. Who you got? Bud or Canelo, and why? And don't forget to subscribe for more boxing news and updates.